Today we will look at an open world catalyst build for beginners, as it will enable you to solo most open world content with no problems. For the gear, we are using a full set of Trailblazer armor with Divinity runes, Trailblazer hammer with Sigil of Leeching and Sigil of Cleansing, and a full set of Trailblazer trinkets. If Trailblazer was a little expensive or hard for you to get, you can use Dire instead. On top of that, we are using a tier 1 Jadebot core, which gives us a little bit extra vitality. I made previous guides that explain how to gear up any character from scratch and how to craft Jadebot cores. The links for them will be in the pinned comment and description. For the food, we are using fishy rice bowl, and if it was expensive, you can use koi cake instead. And for the utility, we are using Corsair tuning crystals. You cannot buy Sigil of Cleansing directly from the trading post. You have to craft it yourself using an artificier or a weaponsmith or a huntsman that is at least level 400. And the recipe to unlock it and be able to craft it is extremely cheap from the trading post. If you cannot do that, then use Sigil of Generosity instead. Here are the traits and utility skills we are using for the build. You can pause the video and copy them, and I will also leave a link for the build below in the pinned comment and description. We will always start the fight on the Earth Attunement, and then we will use the Jade Sphere with Hammer 3, and then the rest of the skills. When you are done with all of your Earth skills, switch to the Fire Attunement and do the same thing. And when you are done with all the Fire skills, switch back to Earth and repeat over and over. Try to be careful and not use the Grand Finale, which is the second Hammer 3 skill, but if you use it by accident, it's okay. Signet of Fire and Glyph of Elemental Power are both some extra DPS you can use, and Glyph of Elemental Power will give you even more damage if you use it while you are on the Fire Attunement. If the fight got a little harder, use your Elite skill, which will summon an elemental to fight with you. But keep in mind is that anytime you use your mount and you have any of those elementals, they will disappear. If you needed extra sustain at any point, you can go to your Water Attunement, use your Hammer 3 from there, and then skill number 4 is a very big heal, and skill number 5 is a very good cleanse. Soothing Water is a good heal that will pulse heals and conditions every second, and so you don't want to use it when you are too low. You want to use it when you reach around 75% health. If you needed even more sustain, you can use this setup instead. We are using the Water trait line, and you will have 2 extra blocks, and you will also have some extra passive heals from the Signet of Restoration. You will also find the link for this build below in the pinned comment and description, and you will use the build the exact same way. Everywhere in all of Ender Dragon maps, you will find those offensive and defensive protocols. To interact with them, you will need at least a tier 1 core, and you will also need at least 1 battery charge. Those 2 buffs will significantly increase your damage and sustain, and they will also give you a lot of boons once you start the fight. Those buffs and the extra boons we get from them will stay with you, even if you change maps and even if you go to other maps not in End of Dragons. All the footage you will see now will not be using those buffs because the build does not rely on them. However, if you use them, it will make the build much better. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next guide.